Hello, and welcome to my presentation. Um, my name is Nathaniel Salas, um, and the presentation I chose is kind of unique in the aspect of when you think of Alaskan Natives, you think of the Northwestern. I mean, until I took this class, anyways, for me, anyways, Canada, parts of Siberia, Russia. Um, that's what my knowledge was of Alaskan Natives, and I thought it was just in that area. But as I dug deeper and deciding what I wanted to do in my research, um, I ran into an article um, that showed me that there is ties to Mexico. And why do I find this interesting? Well, my family's from Mexico. I have dual citizenship, and since I'm from Mexico, my family's from Mexico, and the Alaskan Natives would eventually migrate down to the southwestern northern part of, when I say southwestern, down to Arizona and northern parts of Mexico, that would eventually become the natives that we have now in that region of the United States and northern Mexico. So, like I said, I chose this because it's dear to my heart, and I found fascinating how intertwined we really are, like a knot, like on my title presentation here. So, without further ado, um, follow me. I hope you enjoy this. Try to keep it short, but um, I do want to say that I took a lot of the quotes and the stories from the sources that I used. I did cite them at the end of the last slide. Um, a lot will be in quotations or in red, meaning that those are their words, not mine. Um, and I just really hope that you enjoy this and learn as much as I did. So come and join me. Um, in this first slide, this map right here, the Native American tribal and cultural territories of North America, you can see the top subarctic tribes right here. All this part right here, obviously being Alaska, and the left parts of Siberia out too. Um, but this is Northern America. But Canada, Alaska, and it breaks it down into different regions um, by different colors. You got California, the Great Basin, the Northeast, the Northwest Coast, but the area that really caught my eye is right here. Um, and they discovered through researches and reading um, in this baby blue section right here, the southwestern area, you can find the tribes known as the Apache, the Hopi, the Navajo, the Pima, the Puebla, the Yuma, and the Zuni natives. And through research, they found that they are tied together linguistically. And please forgive my pronunciation of the native pronunciation of names. I'm still trying to get better at them. Um, the Nade, Nada, Nadene language family, including the Athabascan branch spoken by groups like the Navajo, the Apaches, is associated um, with indigenous uh, peoples of Western North America, with some groups migrating into the southwestern United States. The Athabascan language is a branch of the Nadene family. They're spoken by numerous indigenous groups in Alaska, Western Canada, and the American Southwest, such as the Apache and the Navajo, which are in this area. Um, so it'd be like Arizona, um, Nogales, Little Chihuahua, Mexico, all those areas that are in there. Um, but I just really found it really fascinating how we are tied together, and I never even knew that. So yeah, we'll go to the next slide. Um, and there's this story. This is the article that I actually caught my eye, and I presented it to our professor. And it's called "The Story of the Two Winters." The bullets below, like I said, are the research from the articles. I use sites on here on the final page. Um, and the yellow down here, this is the story of the two winters that I will go over. On the left, right here, this map was created by Dr. Todd Kirsten is a PhD candidate at the University of Alberta, and here you can see the migrations. I mean, the volcanoes. So let me start. The story of the two winters. There's a story that um, Elder, let's see, Raymond Yakela is a Dene filmmaker originally from the Toledo Northwest Territory, and helps with the oral stories from his families. And Elder Bruce Starlight is a member of the Tusania Tusina Nation and co-organizer of the Dene Migration Synopsis with the University of Alberta, Professor John Ives in Utah. So Raymond, was told a story, and it goes that there's a story his grandmother told him, um, and his mother, Yakila, said she called it the year of two winters. Yakila said the story describes a year when spring didn't give way to summer, but was followed instead by a second winter so severe it forced his ancestors to leave their homes, perhaps in Alaska, and travels east and south into the Mackenzie Valley, where they settled upon more hospitable ground. Yakila believes that second winter was the result of a volcanic eruption that spread a thick layer of ash so widely that it had the effect of introducing winter-like conditions where the ground was covered in ash and snow. He says his ancestors may have traveled into mountain ranges in search of safer ground. They didn't know how to find the passes to go through the mountains. And the story goes, the elders said, let's just follow the caribou. The caribou will be our guides. And they led him into the Mackenzie Valley. I really found that story to be pretty awesome and fascinating. And there isn't, per se, evidence according to Dr. Todd Kristen. All Apaches belong, he says, they belong to the southern region of the widely dispersed Athabascan language family. There is no certain of the exact date, sometime around 1000 AD, the concentrated tribe from Alaska, many making their way down to the American Southwest. The cause and route of this dispersion remains unclear. Around 1200 AD, the Athabascan community settled in the Texas Panhandle region and became the nomadic bison hunters known as the Lipan Apache. There's also much debate as to the origins of the term Lipan and its association of the mysterious Apache tribe. The Na-Dene language family, including the Athabascan branch spoken by groups like the Navajo and Apache, is associated with indigenous peoples of western North America, with groups of migrating into the southwestern United States. Um, So the Na-Dene languages are a major grouping of North American Indian languages encompassing several distinct languages including Athabascan, Haida, and Tlingit. The Athabascan languages of the branch of the Na-Dene family are spoken by numerous indigenous groups in Alaska, Western Canada, and the American Southwest, such as the Apache and the Navajo. So this was important to me to put into the story because I felt this is how it ties in with Mexico, the natives that are in the southwestern region and northern Mexico, and Alaska. So I hope this kind of helps you understand a little bit. So what I want to do next is go into the next section of explain a little bit about the both uh, indigenous groups in that area. Okay. So here you have a picture of a Lipan Apache. He's a bison hunter. They got the horse from the Spaniards. That's where they first were introduced. You have the Alaskan Athabascan hunters. Um, and then you have an Apache general. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with who Geronimo is, but he was an amazing Apache general that fought during the native wars down there with the U.S. against the U.S. Army. Then you have the Navajo tribes, and then another picture of the Lipan Apache Mexican tribes. So as you can see in each one of these pictures, there's a lot of similarities in their dress, and just in their facial expressions and their decor, which is once again I found very fascinating. Um, Here are some of the facts that I found. The Lipan Apache are a brand of Apache, a southern Athabascan indigenous people who have lived in the southwest and southern plains for centuries. The descendants of the Lipan Apache live primarily in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arizona, and northern Mexico. The Lipan are not, however, federally recognized tribe. The tribes of the Apache and Navajo are now associated with the desert areas of the southwestern um, territories in the United States and northwestern Mexico. But this region was not always their home. Their ancestors migrated into the region within historical times. The original homeland of these tribes was northwestern Canada and eastern Alaska. The discovery of this origin was through the discovery of ties in the linguistics of the way these people communicated. So I really found this really fascinating. This is where I found most of these facts and had a picture of Alaska. But yeah, it's amazing how we are all intertwined somehow, some way. So I really hope you enjoyed this. And this is my reference site, so the locations if you want to do some more reading. I got some more pictures of some Apache warriors during them fighting for their land. And you have Alaskans. Um, so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day. Bye.